This ain't a place for children, only danger lies within. But you gathered up all your nerve and you're flashing your face at me again. If I told you once, I told you twice, I devour lesser men. So step back and get right. Maybe you don't remember, or you're hiding that you're scared, but I remember your girlfriend crying behind her pretty blonde hair as you were shaking like a kid, having a bad nightmare. So step back and get right. I am a bad man. The world is a cold place. Bundle up. 5,000 years from now, when your flesh is in the ground, everything will be the same. With every war of human lies, every hymn that screams and cries, from their lips will be my name. So loose your arrows and your stones, tear the shell right from my bones. In my grace I cannot fall. I have no need to seek atonement, but even in my weakest moment, I am greater than you all. And when that fire comes to claim all your doubts and all your pain, you will see me stand above you then. And with my eyes all thick with smoke, I will watch you as you choke, and you will know how much I love you then. 5,000 years from now, when your flesh is in the ground, everything will be the same. With every war of human lies, every hymn that screams and cries, from their lips will be my name. So loose your arrows and your stones, tear the shell right from my bones. In my grace I cannot fall. I have no need to seek atonement, but even in my weakest moment, I am greater than you all. And when that fire comes to claim all your doubts and all your pain, you will see me stand above you then. And with my eyes On that night I found my line, and I crossed that line for you. I met metal with my skin and my bone and my soul, but in the end I made it through. To see you rise and stand before me, my body beaten and destroyed. See you stare into my eyes, full of promise, full of light, as you would stare into the void. And that voice I know so well, from your throat it pours like rain. It sleeps and dreams within the corners of my heart. It builds walls around my pain, walls around my pain. You're giving me one night ain't enough. I didn't sacrifice for flesh, I sacrificed for love. You're giving me one night, after all I had to bleed. My blood will never sleep, and forever is what I need. And the animals beg to know if I fucked you like a man. But they are cowards to this higher plane. on fire, but the sound is a million miles away. Away from me. This world is a door, you are the lock, my heart is the key. Set me free. And should I be lost, then I shall be found, and I shall be lifted so high off the ground, and fall with a force so true and profound. And it will be over, and it will be worth it. Hey! Time is the right time. All your hope and your heart is mine to take, and I'll take 'em. I can see your desire wrapped up in your selfish, mindless parade. Don't be brave then. I showed you the door, you wouldn't walk, so I'm not to blame. Know my shall be lost, and by darkness be found, and you shall be lifted so high off the ground, and fall with a force so true and profound, and it will be over, yeah, yeah, and you shall be lost, by darkness be found, and you shall be lifted so high off the ground, and fall with a force so true and profound. And now that it's over, I hope it was worth it. Look at me now, I got everything a man could ever need. But I'm not like other men, no, I'm not like all those animals sweating out there in the street. Just look at this belt, this gold, It represents greatness, or so I'm told. To me it's a possession, and I don't want a possession. But last night I couldn't sleep to save my life. So I opened up the medicine cabinet, down but I could reach. And today I woke up new.
Hey, Omega.
Yes, Gunnar.
So we're a couple weeks out from the Royal Rumble, and the stops at Suplex City seem to be becoming more and more frequent, and Suplex City seems to be moving around.
Yes, it's expanding as an urban development.
I'm just looking forward to the Brock Lesnar shirt that says Suplex City, and it's from Germany. I mean, really, that's it. All right, let's start the show.
Well, now's no time for joking around. Just quiet down your chatter. Weekend pro wrestling is no laughing matter, baby. From Impact to Raw to SmackDown Blue, you'll be good at math and science if you only listen to Get Serious. Oh, Get Serious. Oh, Get Serious. Enough!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Woo Get Serious. My name is Gunnar. That is Omega BR.
I'd like to see the perfecture of Suplex City.
Oh, dear Lord Jesus. Joining us this week is also our wonderful technical producer, Mr. Yankum DDS.
It could be worse. NetJester could be here.
Joining us this week is also NetJester.
Since Suplex City keeps moving around, you think I should sing the theme to Brigadoon?
No.
Logical.
No, it does not. Not in the least. Save us, dog.
Hi, how's it going?
Yay. We all have foils on the show. Alright. Alright, let's get started with something unexpected. That is the news. Vince McMahon reportedly pushed hard for Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Ew. It looks like Brock is pegged for a singles match with Bray Wyatt, while Braun is instead takes on... Really? Really? I have to read that?
Take a deep breath and
read it
through it.
Braun instead has to take on The Undertaker. Sheamus has been pulled from the ring and is wearing a cast on his left arm due to a bout of tendonitis. Alberto Del Rio is suffering a lower back injury from taking a vertical suplex from Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, but has since been cleared to compete. And Daniel Bryan has reportedly been told he will not be cleared by WWE officials ever, causing him to argue his case to Vince McMahon, who said he probably won't be cleared, but didn't say 100%. Things are looking grim for the D-Bry.
Okay, before we get into that stupidity, what were you woeing about, Yankum?
Oh, my computer was going apeshit.
Is everything
I
okay
fixed
now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I fixed it.
Okay. So, a bunch of news there.
Well, first of all, we kind of had in the back of our minds that Vince was going to try to pull something as far as D-Bry was concerned, and here you go. It's a good chance we won't be seeing him back in WWE, and there's also a pretty good chance, unfortunately, he might go somewhere else. God forbid TNA. But,
Are you stupid?
I don't want him to go there, but where else is he going to go if not the WWE?
Where else is he going to go? NJPW?
PWG? NJPW?
I was thinking about in the United States. If he went to NJPW, I'd be fine with it, but I'd like to have him closer to home.
I don't see.
Why does that matter when you can pay $8 a month for New Japan World?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Is that how much it is?
Yes.
Thought it was more than that. Anyway, yeah. Brock versus Bray Wyatt and Braun versus The Undertaker. I don't know. I guess it's better than the Brock Lesnar Braun Strowman match Vince was pushing for, but damn, I mean,
what a waste for The Undertaker. What a waste.
Yeah. Strowman's just not very good in the ring, period. Whoever you put him with, it's like carrying a polished turd.
I think I saw somebody in the West chat, on Monday night being like, well, it's going to be Gonzalez versus Taker 2.
Oh, God.
It's
really,
not going to be
really
that
is.
bad.
It might be. I mean, Strowman, he's like, what is Taker going to be able to do with this guy? Taker is really run down. Like, he's not going to be able to lift him. It's going to be really hard for him to get him up for a tombstone or anything like that.
I don't think he's that big.
He's pretty fucking big.
He's that big, but still, there was a training video posted from one of Undertaker's friends about Undertaker training at his own house, and he sure as hell looked pretty good.
I mean, but if you think about a lot of the recent matches that Taker has had, they've all been against smaller guys that can work around him a little bit. Braun Strowman is not going to be able to do that at all.
And speaking of smaller guys with a workaround or reach around or whatever, look who just walked in. That's your cue, Vassar. Say hello.
Jesus Christ.
Hello.
Hello, Vassar. I didn't realize today was the Net Jester show, by the way.
If I didn't lose track of time, I would have been here sooner.
Stealing my goddamn gimmick. Whatchamacallit. So, alright, let's talk here for a second. So, someone tell me why it's not going to be AJ Styles versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania? Or Kane versus Undertaker at WrestleMania? And a retirement match? Or, Sting versus Undertaker?
Well, Sting...
Because fuck you, that's why. Because Vince hates you. And Braun Strowman is a fucking mastodon. And he needs to be put over. And over and over and over.
I want to see Sting versus Taker still. I still want to see that match. They should have fucked it up last year with Sting losing, but they still didn't. I still want to see that match. And it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
See it.
I really want to see that match, but freaking, Sting's neck and all, I don't think he's going to be doing a match for a while. And also, WWE is so stupid when they do stuff like this. It's like, why are you pushing Braun Strowman when Luke Harper's the most talented freaking member of that whole entire group? Because he's got a monster over?
I know there's a lot of hate for Bray Wyatt, but the guy can talk. He's not bad in the ring.
No, he's good. He's really good. I really like Bray Wyatt.
He is, actually. I would say that...
And then, think about this, right? He hasn't won a WWE championship belt yet, and he can stay relevant.
I'm going to propose this. Get rid of the two monsters and just leave, Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt together as a tag team and have them win the belts.
No, I disagree, actually. I think that Bray Wyatt should never wrestle. I think that Bray Wyatt should be brought out to wrestle as the final opponent. So basically, you would start to run through the family. You'd start with Rowan, and then you go to Braun, and then you go to Luke, and then you go to Bray. Basically.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
I feel so bad for Rowan. He had so much potential, and they just shit all over him. But it's the
Goddamn
truth. I mean,
Vintner.
he's the weakest.
Goddamn Vintner.
Wait,
Wasn't
wasn't he the one that got, like, stomped on by Brock at the Rumble?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just stiffed the ever-living shit out of him the whole freaking time.
Yeah, pretty much. But alright, so, and everyone's getting injured. Hello? What the hell is going on here?
Seriously,
Can we just put
in
the
water.
League of Nations down as like one of the worst stables of all time right now? Can we just put them on that list? Because they might as well be there.
Well, it was
man.
awful when it was in WWE 2009 or SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. When
Let
it
me
was
hit
called
you with
Better
the
Than
X Factor.
Utopia.
Let me hit you with the X Factor. X Factor.
Sorry, man.
They at least had a good theme. Well,
Yeah, they did.
I mean, in comparison, I guess.
Why the fuck?
Well, it had to be either X-Pac or Simon Cowell you were talking about, one or the other.
Anyway, why the fuck will they not bring Daniel Bryan back if he's already had 3 doctors say he's fine?
Because he's
'Cause Vince is
crazy and they
scared.
don't want him to re-injure himself.
Vince is scared.
Yeah.
Vince is scared he's going to take momentum away from his master, Don Roman.
Well, he's scared of that and injury, I think.
Yeah, he's scared. He's scared
By
of
the
getting
way-
sued.
By the way, my new hero is O'Reilly. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I loved that segment. And did you guys see all of the stuff about him? There are hip hop magazines declaring that he was the winner of that thing.
Oh yeah.
And I
Oh
do
yeah,
agree.
that's because Flow Rida is the most awful thing to happen to hip hop since ever.
It was just sad. It was really sad to watch.
Seriously,
that.
it was so bad.
It was just. It was like depressing. Like that's your thing. Bo is a pro wrestler, and he's a goofy one at that, and he's like the most cornbread motherfucker on the planet.
And he just wrecked you. Just absolutely wiped the floor.
And it wasn't even close. That's sad, man.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. All right, let's move on to the
over the name.
next.
Samoa Joe will likely debut after WrestleMania, possibly on the Big Raw following the night. Sami Zayn is also likely to get called up soon, while Finn Balor will stay as the face of NXT for the time being. Hideo Itami has had complications from his shoulder surgery and is said to be nowhere near ready to return. Also, Ty Dillinger suffered a knee injury at a recent live event and will be out for an undetermined amount of time. NXT rookie Adrian Jaud is representing Brazil in freestyle wrestling at the 2016 Olympics. Holy shit, that's cool!
Okay, so you got Brazilian Kurt Angle over here.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
what
want
a level of-
him. I want him, and I want Gable, and I want what's his name? Gable's partner there, all in a tag team.
Oh yeah,
Jason Jordan.
dude, yeah.
There you go.
The
Want them all in a
Pan
stable.
American or like
Stable.
Alpha
The
Pan American.
Americans. The Americans.
The Alpha Pan Americans, I like that.
Something like that. That'd be cool. That's one hell of a signee too. If they got another Olympian wrestler.
Yep. God, if he gets his gold and breaks his freaking neck, could you imagine?
Well, just think of all the pub they're going to get in Brazil coming off of an Olympics
Exactly.
run if he has any kind of run at all.
And he's representing Brazil, and the games are in Rio.
Yeah, so he's going to be cheered. He's going to be a big time babyface.
He's
So
going to be over like nothing before.
I can't wait for Samoa Joe to actually come up to the roster. I want his first feud to be with... Oh man, who does Joe feud with first?
Steam.
Well, it's pretty obvious.
Who?
No. He needs to go after Knockout. He needs to go after Knockout.
Who?
Kevin Owens, you want.
That's what I fucking said was Steen, you jackass.
I thought you were saying Sting.
Yes, I thought.
Legit.
Oh, no, I said Steen. Steen. Kevin Steen.
Sting.
Steen.
Well, wouldn't it be AJ Styles?
Yeah, I would think it would be AJ Styles.
Yeah. I mean, that would be cool, but, like, I mean, haven't we seen that before?
Yeah, I would think that.
But that's the whole point.
They'd
It would
probably
be in
keep
the
them away from
WWE.
it. I don't know. I would feel like they'd keep them away from each other at least for a bit.
Yeah, just so it's not. They don't want people to say, "Oh, look, it's TNA all over again."
I would guess that both Joe and Zayn debut the Mania or the Raw after Mania.
I want to see Joe and Ziggler. I want to see Joe and Ziggler. That would be amazing.
That would be fantastic.
Let's see Joe throw Ziggler all the way to the stage from the ring.
I could see that happening too, and him bumping the whole way, like he goes end over end. That would be great. All right, last one.
Awesome Kong was sent home from the TNA UK tour after a physical incident with Ruby Sky. Apparently, Ruby was changing in the women's locker room, and Kong took offense to it and tossed her bag out. At some point after that, she put her hand on Ruby's neck, leaving visible marks until Kong was restrained. Ring of Honor has re-signed champion Jay Lethal and the Red Dragon team. David Richards is suffering from a meniscus issue. Shinsuke... Jesus, I know this.
Shinsuke
Nakamura will not appear at 14th anniversary, as he is reporting to the WWE Performance Center this week, and will debut at NXT TakeOver Dallas. Holy shit, that's going to be good. Also, I thought Lethal was already signed to WWE.
No, he wasn't signed to WWE.
No, he was in talks, but he was still always signed to ROH.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
That makes me sad.
His contract was coming up, so
I really wanted him in the New Day.
I think even if they signed him, I mean, that would have been cool, but I think even if he got signed, it'd be doubtful they'd try and mess with that formula at this point.
I have okay, so apparently this Awesome Kong issue that just came up, apparently she was provoked. Like, they're saying that there's, like, the rumor going around is that she was provoked into doing these things, as opposed to the way that the article is written, that we've written the article here. Obviously, you know, Kong was on the wrong on the outside here, but I think that there's a lot more to say to that than there is than what we're saying here.
So, Ruby Sky, is she a normal on the regular on the TNA roster? Because
she's Matt Hardy's wife.
Yeah,
really.
She doesn't wrestle. She just
not anymore, at least.
Yeah, she just follows Matt around and holds the baby.
Makes babies.
Oh, so that's why she was in the.
So that's probably why.
And feeds him grapes.
Yeah,
she makes babies and feeds him grapes in the ring.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm assuming Kong.
That mental image in our heads.
I mean, I'm guessing like Kong just decided to speak up for all of the girls. I would assume there's not a lot of people who like Ruby Sky right now.
Exactly.
As there aren't ever, to be honest.
I think that there's a lot of people who don't like them, and they deserve each other. To be perfectly honest, they deserve each other. So, okay, I heard the person, by the way, that is replacing Shinsuke Nakamura on the 14th anniversary show for ROH is Goto. And that's exactly the reaction he gets in Japan.
Wait, what? Hold up. Replacing him for what?
For the 14th anniversary show? Shinsuke was supposed to be at the 14th anniversary show of ROH.
Okay, got ya.
Yep, and Goto's going to be there instead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be a kick-ass match, but he's got nowhere near the star power that the Swag Man does.
And everybody's real excited about it. Really excited about it. Let's get a little more hype in here, though. 15-minute time limit. We're going to talk about Mojo Rawley for the entire time. Ring the bell.
Well, what the hell?
Yeah, it could be on one job.
Fucking Winamp. That's it.
There you go.
Ding to ding.
Alright, so 15-minute time limit. This week we're going to be talking about Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground recently had their first episode of the second season that just aired on the El Rey Network. If you are not familiar with Lucha Underground, basically what it is AAA wanted to make an American television product for that involved luchadors. With the combined power of Robert Rodriguez, yes, the same Robert Rodriguez that made such great movies as basically grindhouse movies with Quentin Tarantino, and a few other very notable things that you're well aware of that I'm not remembering at the moment.
Dust Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn and a few other things too. With his help and a lot of other people, AAA is made a product that is very, very good on storylines and whatnot. It is very different from wrestling that you would see today. It plays out more like a Spanish novella than it would, traditional wrestling television. Jim Cornette TV, this is not. Let me tell you.
It plays out almost a little bit like a Spanish version of Passions with ECW. I know that sounds super weird, but there's some mystical stuff, and there's like the dragon thing with the fire, but it all works. That's the craziest part.
Why didn't anyone tell me it was like Passions before? I would have been watching this from the fucking start.
Dude,
Did you know that Yankum has a separate podcast about Passions?
Yes, I do. It's called Timmy's Glass, R.I.P. Timmy. And we spend our time going back through the episodes from start to finish.
Dude,
and it's fantastic.
No idea.
I look good on this podcast, and I need to rewatch that whole show.
Listen, Miguel was a fool to go with Cherry. Kay was where.
Seriously!
Entirely wrong soap opera to do a podcast about.
How the hell did
Are you
we all
kidding?
watch
It's
this
Passions.
show?
Passions is like the best. It's the only soap opera ever worth watching.
Dude, it's a soap opera with a witch and a midget.
He's not a midget. He's a doll.
And this is a wrestling show with a dragon and a midget.
And
Dude,
a
I'm
supernatural
there.
chick that teleports everywhere.
Yeah.
And tells people what to do.
And controls demon things. And death, I guess. Not just death, 1,000 deaths.
One death, but 1,000 deaths.
Over and
Well, there's
over.
King Death, and then there's a bunch of mini deaths.
I think the biggest news, though, out of all of this is that it was recently announced to the roster during their Season 2 tapings that they're already planning on a Season 3. So that's huge. Because nobody knew if they were even coming back for Season 2 at all when Season 1 had ended. So that is huge news and a big... I'm celebrating. I am so happy, man. I love this show.
And the thing about Spanish television novels is that, they don't go on forever. They'll have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So this is great news.
All right, peace out, Vassar. Vassar just had his teeth pulled out, by the way, and he's out of here for the night.
Oh, wow. He sounded just fine, honestly.
It's been 4 days, but
Oh,
I'll see you guys
well.
next week.
Bye, Master. We love you.
But yes, it's Lucha Underground. Okay, so who in here has actually watched it?
The first episode of the second season was wonderful. I especially liked the opening where they did a little bit of tip of the hat to the two guys who voice the place, if they're not the face of the place, none other than Max Stryker and Vampiro, and Vampiro's opening was amazing.
Yep,
It was-
that intro segment with him in the psychiatric ward was pretty intense. I think that Vampiro's character is really strong. I think this is the best way to get Vampiro's character out there. How else do you guys feel?
I think it was interesting that we didn't see his protege. Where was Sierra Miedo or however you pronounce it? This is why I failed Spanish.
Sierra Miedo, I think it is.
Yeah, where was Pentagon? Because that was the big thing. That was the big twist at the end of last season was that Vampiro was the master of Pentagon. You got to look inside the mind of Vampiro. Like, hopefully we got to look inside the mind of Pentagon, too. Because if Vampiro's was that dark and twisted, Pentagon's is going to be kick-ass. And just, like, the way that they tell the story with it is so impressive with the little amount of time that they have. Yeah, it's an awesome show.
Yep. So take a few moments out from the first episode to say, who's your favorite luchador from this show?
So far, I mean, Phoenix has really impressed me. I wasn't familiar with Phoenix's work before Lucha Underground, and I think that watching him here and in PWG has been quite a nice change of pace, if you would. He's what I think Mr. Z's or Sin Cara or whatever the fuck was supposed to be. And Mr. Z's was a thing, Yankum, remember that?
Yes, I do remember that. It was only you're saying it wrong. It's Mrs.
There you go.
What'd you let a bumblebee into your mouth? Come on.
And now I'm just thinking of the PWG promo with Paul London and Bryan Danielson. But yeah, I mean, the show is great. The current champions are, let's see here. Trying to remember.
It's Mil Muertes. He's the Lucha Underground champion, who's basically their world champion. The Trios champions are the Disciples of Death. Oh, God, I have no idea what their names are. They're basically just Mil Muertes and his chick's cronies. And then...
it is, let's see here.
It's like Tracy... Someone else.
Right.
And the other guy. There you go, the Disciples of Death. There's three dudes in skull masks. That's all you need to know. They're cronies. And then I believe the Gift of the Gods, which is like their IC title, I guess, but you get an automatic shot at the Lucha Underground title for having it.
Right.
It was like well, I mean, it was a lot like if you've ever seen that show, like WFC Karate Masters, where they have all the tokens, and you plug it into the belt, and you have to get 7 of them, and once you have the belt with all the tokens, you get a shot at the title.
Right. So it's kind of like their Money in the Bank, kind of like, some other stuff. I believe it's kind of like the Open the Gate Championship. In Dragon Gate, where you collect keys basically for each title defense, and then I think that there's like a lesser one that if you collect like 7 keys or something like that, or 5 keys, you could trade that in for a title shot against the big one.
Yeah, and I think isn't it Cuerno that has that now? I think he won that in episode 1.
Yes.
Over Phoenix. In a fucking great match. That was the match that kicked off season 2, I meant to say.
Yep.
And that was one of the best matches I've seen in a long time. And that was just the first match of the first season of 2 more seasons of this excellent show. So definitely one to check out.
We have 1 season totally in the can right now, and we have and we have another season that they are signed on for. That's what they're saying.
I think my favorite part of the show as well is that for all the people that can't do the lucha, they have really, really good like brawling and street fight matches and segments that look real and are well paced, basically. Like Willie Mack and Brian Cage had a street fight in Ultima Lucha at the end of season 1 that was just like perfectly paced and super aggressive, but still like safe.
Willie Mack's head went through a cinder block.
Well, I mean, it was obviously a gimmicked thing. Like, that was not a real cinder block, I would assume.
Obviously. But like, it was a cinder block, dude. That was crazy.
But yeah,
thought he was gonna die.
Yeah, and that was the end. That was the fight, and it ended brutally, and it was like, they have awesome street fights and hardcore matches. It's so much fun to see that. in
But
modern wrestling.
Yep.
3 words: Son of Havoc.
Son of Havoc, who is M-Dog, Matt Cross. Some of you are familiar with. He's basically under a hood. He's being led around by Katarina. And in the... What stable is that called?
It's Evilise and Helico, who is a guy who I know for a fact who is tall and can fly. So WWE has some interest in Helico as well, but their trios is really good as well.
Yep. A bunch of people that you would recognize from a long time ago. They've got Chavo Guerrero, they've got Vampiro, they've got Conan. I'm looking at this. Johnny Mundo, who's Johnny Nitro, for those of us familiar with his WWE run.
Don't forget about Big Rick.
Big Rick, who's the former Ezekiel Jackson, is also there. And a few people here that I'm not familiar with. Matt Stryker is their main commentator, and he's not annoying. If you can make Matt Stryker not annoying, you've done a good job. I'm just saying.
They have a really good blend of young American indie talents as well. Like they've got Willie Mack and Shane Strickland, who's also working under a hood called Killshot, and both those guys are just so damn good, and they team up quite a bit. Really, really good stuff.
Don't forget about what's his name, Jack Evans and Angelico. They're there too.
Yeah, Jack Evans as well. He showed up pretty late into season 1, but I assume he's going to be there for good. And now, in the second season as well, the former Justin Gabriel, who I think will still be known as PJ Black, is going to be debuting as well. And Ray is obviously the biggest name that's going to be coming, which I think everybody's known about for a while, but we haven't seen him in the first episode, and no one knows what's going to happen in the second.
So we will see. We will find out tomorrow after this podcast comes out what happens with that. Any final thoughts? Omega, you've been awfully quiet.
Well, I haven't really seen too much of it. I need to catch up. So they have a comic book out if you're interested.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, check out that comic book too. Alright, so that's it for the 15-minute time limit. Who's up for some
drive-through?
Dairy Queen drive-through time. Alright, with the ratings, Dog, you can get that one.
Ooh. Television ratings. First we have TNA Impact on Pop TV. 339,000 viewers. That's up 6%. From last week at 321,000 viewers. SmackDown, 2.72 million viewers. That's down just a little bit over 35,000 viewers from last week. Not really down too much. Pretty much staying steady with that number for SmackDown the last few weeks. And then Raw, the big one, 3.383 million. That's down a whopping 17% from last week's 4.098, just a little over 4 million viewers. That is not what the WWE wants to see heading into what's supposed to be a big pay-per-view, quote-unquote, in Fastlane.
Well, Fastlane isn't for a couple weeks, is it?
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, like 2 or 3.
I mean, you would think that with Styles debuting that there'd be enough momentum to keep. I mean, there's not football anymore. There's no competition.
So you wonder why the rating is so low. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It gets really concerning when it gets under 3 million, but at this point, I think it's doing fine. And that's to be expected. I mean, You wanted it a little higher, with like a 3.6 maybe, but you're just picking and choosing at that point. All right, with the birthdays, it's Net Jester.
And with the birthdays this week, starting on the 3rd, we have none other than Dory Funk Jr., the man, the myth, the legend, Haku.
Haiku, negative points.
Now I need to write a haiku for Haku.
Hey, why not? The next guy on the list is Matt Sherbert. Wait a minute, Matt Sherbert? Let me guess. His gimmick is he works at Baskin-Robbins. Okay. Matt Sherbert, and Marty Jannetty, and Kerry Von Erich. Sherbert, debate. Let's call the whole thing off. On the 4th, we have Chris Sabin, professional football legend. Lawrence.
Do the 4th again. There you go.
Jenny Tenila. Okay. On the 5th, we have Madison Rain and Ima Frute. I think that's Brazilian, but I'm not sure.
It's German, you ass.
German? Really?
Yes.
Okay. On the 6th, we have Dixon Kruk. Now, that one sounds German. On this, also, Lisbon. Okay. That sounds like a character from, what was that book series? The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Anyway, keep moving on. On the 7th, we have Michael Torres and Pacma Hunt. Hunt? That reminds me. Before deer season's up, I need to renew my license. Excuse me. On the 8th, we have, I can't even pronounce that one. Anybody want to take that one? No? Okay. We'll just move on. Sorry. Sherry Martel, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and Anna Brote.
Oh, see, now I know you're doing that on purpose, and that is legitimately an indie wrestler chick. Even I know about her, so you should know about her.
All right.
Gunnar can attest to my non-indie cred. So if I know about her, then you should know.
Have non-indie cred.
Yeah, no, I suck at keeping up with indies.
Oh, Lord.
So, if I know who she is, so pronounce her name.
Okay. Anna Brote Iron. Okay.
No, you're
Hang on.
illiterate as fuck. It's an abortion. She's from friggin' Wisconsin or some shit like that, or...
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Trying, but he's not letting me. Then finally on the 9th, we have Shelly Martinez, Wayne Kerr, Medusa, formerly Medusa Michelli, and Thoka Merdach. I think he's
You got a little something in the back of your throat there. Jesus Christ.
It's phlegm.
Well, I got a little vomit from the way that you pronounced all those.
Those segments always make me question if you can actually read Net Jester. I know that you can, but it's just like, goddamn, how do you mispronounce those so bad?
Net Jester reads...
The false ones, obviously.
No, Net Jester reads like fucking, I can't even think of an analogy. I can't even come up with an analogy for how bad it is.
Why does Net Jester drink orange soda while he's reading a book?
Why?
Because he enjoys fantasies. Fantasies.
Fanta sucks, by the way. Drink Sunkissed.
And now it is.
Oh, I got it. Hold on, I got it. I got the analogy. I got it.
Oh.
Net Jester reads like Vince Russo books without a filter.
God, I thought he was more of a Jim Cornette guy. And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with the ever-present
Omega BR!
Omega BR.
Yes, this weekend wrestling history. Circa 1971, where Kentaro Oki defeats Bill Duromo in Hiroshima, Japan to win the JWA All-Asia Heavyweight title. This made Oki the first to hold the title twice. Jump to 1973, where Fred Curry and Tony Marino defeat Kurt Von Hess and Carl Von Schatz in Detroit, Michigan for the Detroit NWA World Tag Team title. This began and ended both teams' second reigns. And in 1987, the Continental Wrestling Association held a 14-man tournament at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee, to fill the AWA Southern Heavyweight title vacancy left when Jerry Lawler was injured earlier in the month. Austin Idol defeated CWA International Heavyweight Champion Soul Train Jones to win the vacant title and begin his second reign. And that was This Week in Wrestling History.
Happy trails. Happy trails, somber happy trails this week to Bret Hart, who has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Cool thing, by the way. I've been noticing a lot of outpouring from non-traditional media sources, like SportsCenter and that kind of thing, that are concerned for the Hitman. Normally speaking, professional wrestling is taken as a joke in normal media, so to see people outpouring support for the Hitman is quite a wonderful thing. We hope the best for him and his family, and we hope for him to have a speedy recovery. I think he goes in for surgery sometime this week, I believe, in the next couple days. So our thoughts and prayers are with him. And happy trails to Stephanie McMahon, who got blasted by Marty Jannetty, of all people, after mentioning him on Raw while trying to go to dissension between Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. And Jannetty tweeted, quote, and this is if you're not sitting down, folks, you should be. Should I remind the world all them kids might not be hunters? Question mark.
Oh, where's my friggin' air horn? I need an air horn for that.
I mean, obviously not. They're Paul's. His name is Hunter.
Jesus.
His name is Paul.
Exactly. This is just, oh Lord Jesus, why? Why would you even call something like that?
I'm calling 1,000% bullshit on this.
It's Marty Jannetty. What do you expect, man?
It's so sad, man. Just
Marty
take
Jannetty.
your role and be happy with it and sell some shitty t-shirts.
You got popped on fucking Raw. Make a t-shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees and sell it. God damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Points. Yank 'em. Do it.
Oh, I was trying to get an air horn. Alright, let's click the thing here. Not a whole lot of points this week, because, well, we were talking about Lucha Underground, and I don't know a whole lot, and I didn't want to give points, or take points, on stuff that I didn't know a whole lot about. So, negative 272 points to Netchester for showing up. Still doesn't learn his lesson. Dog for that 10-pound, or that deadpan opening gets 10 points. 15 points to Vassar for showing up and distracting me from how bad Netjester is. Then a negative 1,000 points to Netjester because this is not the Netjester show. He doesn't get to introduce people. Negative 1,000,000 points to Netjester for saying Buddy Cat yet again. 35 points to Gunner Bo Rida. Not only was he the winner, we were all winners in that situation. 25 points to Dog for the idea of the Alpha Pan Americans. I can dig it. Then 50 points to everybody but Netjester, because fuck yeah, Passion's up in this bitch. We'll be recording that podcast right after this one. And finally, negative 75 points to Netjester for Haiku. Oh wait, nope. Negative 500 for illiteracy, because illiteracy is not cool, kids. If you don't want to sound like an idiot on the radio, namely like Netjester, you should really take the time to learn how to read and pronounce words correctly. Get hooked on phonics instead of heroin. So that brings us to the overalls. So overall for this show, Netjester scored himself negative 1,001,847 points, bringing his total to negative 1,292,862. Gunner scored 85 points this episode, bringing him up to 310. Omega scored 50 points this episode, bringing him up to 605. Vassar scored 65 points this episode, bringing him up to 357.8. Dog scored 85 points this episode, and that brings him to 355. Masters, unfortunately not with us this week, still sits at 230. That's it for the points.
What should we watch this week in wrestling, Netjester?
Well, I try to, at least for the past few weeks, stay away from my collection, but in light of the news of Bret the Hitman Hart, I'm going to go back to Bret the Hitman Hart, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, 3-disc DVD set. And the match I want everybody to watch is none other than the match between Bret the Hitman Hart and his brother Owen Hart from WrestleMania 10.
All right, and since Vassar isn't here, Dog, it is your turn.
Well, since we talked about Lucha Underground, Anna mentioned this match, and it was an amazing match. Go back and watch the first match of Season 2 for the Gift of the Gods title. It is the champion Phoenix versus King Cuerno. It is a fantastic, fantastic match, and one of the coolest title belts I've seen in like a long time.
Omega, what should we watch this week in wrestling? Oh, Mega BR.
Oh,
You're doing it wrong. It's,
well,
Mega BR! You gotta hype him up.
how about...
And you give him time to think so that he spends less time hemming and hawing. I was on Amazon last week. I was going to buy him a saddle for his birthday.
For the fence riding?
Yes. That's correct. You are correct, sir.
Yeah, you don't want those fest hosts hitting inopportune places.
Here, hold on.
Let the man talk.
Let's actually give him more time. Yankum, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
That's easy. You're going to watch the triple threat match for the number one contendership to the NXT title that was on NXT this past week, because it was fantastic. It had Samoa, Sami Zayn, and oh gosh, not Finn Balor, huh?
The King of Banter.
I don't know. Anyway, it was a fantastic match. That's all I know. It was
Omega.
Amazing.
You've had enough time.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've actually suggested this before, but the only one I can think of is the Maestro versus the Prince formerly known as, or excuse me, the artist formerly known as Prince Ikea, in the opening of a Monday Nitro, I believe it was. Very elaborate, where Maestro comes down on a piano from the ceiling.
With bubbles and shit.
Oh, dear Jesus. I remember that. My suggestion this week for you to watch, which is what I'm surprised that no one else actually said, is Hiroshi Tanahashi, Katsuri Shibata, and Goto against Okada, Ishii, and Nakamura in Nakamura's final match in NJPW. All right. So that's it for this week. Thank you very much for listening. This has been episode 194 of Woo Get Serious. You can check us out online at smarksnark.com, twitter.com/smarksnark, facebook.com/smarksnark. You can give us a call at 812-408-9666 or 812-408. I swear to God, Yankum, if you're not ready for this one. There you go.
Why are you talking over the top of the woo? It's disrespectful.
That was a sicker beat
that
than...
sounded like some sort of alien creature there for a second.
That's just you sound like some sort of alien creature there for like the entire show, and we do not complain.
And by the entire show, he means the entire, like, ever that you're on the air.
All right. Thank you all for listening. You can contact us at smarksnark at gmail.com or...
God.
There's a bunch
It's not
of
that
others.
hard. Look, it's contact at smarksnark.com. If you're in the business somehow, from, a wrestler to someone with a book or promoter, or if you're just the guy that sells popcorn in the stands, you can always email us at booking@smarksnark.com, and we'll get you a special priority to have time on the air with us to talk about what you do. See how easy that is?
Exactly. Everybody, thank you for listening, and remember, we wish you well in your past, present, and future endeavors.
Jesus! Speaking of saddles, I'd like everybody to know right now that I'm back in the saddle again, but that has nothing to do with horse riding.
Good night, Milwaukee.